Hello everyone, welcome to Titan Sports, the show where we provide you with the latest news about Cal State Fullerton sports and beyond. I'm Colin Costigan.
How's it going, everybody? I'm Sergio Gonzalez.
What's up, Titan Sports fans? I'm Justin Rosette.
And I'm Jonathan Mansour. We have quite the lineup of stories today, so let's jump right into it.
Our Lady Titans extended their winning streak to 14 games with another series sweep over UC Riverside. The Titans improved their record for the season to 34-14 overall and 19-5 in Big West play. During the doubleheader game on Saturday, Ava Arce surpassed Missy Takiyaho, who held the most runs batted in a season with 51 runs in 2014. Ava now holds the new title of 59 runs batted in on the season. She is also 6 RBI shy of surpassing Jenny Topping, who holds the most RBI record in a season with 59. Ava wasn't the only person to help the team win their victory over UC Riverside this weekend. Freshman Sarah Cosillos and redshirt sophomore Trisha McCleskey were recognized for their efforts on the field and received Big West Freshman and Pitcher of the Week awards. The Titans will play their last 3 games here at Anderson Family Field on Friday and Saturday against Cal State Bakersfield. So guys, softball has been balling lately, winning 14 games in a row. What have you guys seen that you've liked from the team?
I think just overall, I want to give praise to Gina Oaks Garcia and the team in itself, just because going into this season, there's so many question marks in the sense of we were losing a ton of offensive bats, a lot of seniors on the move. We had 2 junior starting pitchers in Haley Rainey and Stacey Chambers, who led this conference in ERA, and all of a sudden they are gone as transfers. But didn't seem to matter in the end as everybody stepped up, and now we've kind of outbested what we've done last year, at least up to this point. So overall, I just want to give praise to Gina Oaks Garcia, taking in Kelly Ford's spot and ultimately dominating the conference. I mean, right now we're only 1 win away from being the top seeded team going into the playoffs.
Yeah, I feel like that was a good point. Obviously, going in against this Bakersfield team, they just need to win 1 game to clinch it. Because as it stands right now, they would play the winner of number 4 versus number 5, which is currently CSUN at number 4, Long Beach at number 5, and they're 6-0 against them on the season. So obviously they were part of that 14-game winning streak that we were talking about. So they've been so dominant, and I really got to give shout out to pitching. We talked about McCleskey. She allowed just 1 hit in game 1 when she went the distance. So I mean, pretty remarkable as well. I mean, Garcia also went the distance. She gave up 3 earned runs, but also struck out 7. And then even Hurtado, she was 1 out away from going the distance, but allowed 4 for 8 hits in the bottom of the 7th, but still only allowing 2 earned runs. I mean, obviously the hitting speaks for itself. Arce is she had a 5 for 10. We talked about the RBIs. She leads the Big West with a 683 slugging and with a 407 batting average, and I know like a lot of her teammates are right behind her in that in terms of batting average as well. So I feel like on both ends it's just really clicking for the Titans.
Yeah, you guys mentioned McCleskey, Garcia, and Hurtado. They were amazing on the mound. 4 strikeouts from McCleskey, 7 from Garcia, and 5 from Hurtado. So they were making batters confused at the plate. And then you mentioned it, Colin. Offensively, RC's been amazing. This season leads the Big West in batting average, 1 RBI behind the Big West lead, and 10 homers, which is tied for second. This team as a whole is going to finish as the only team in the Big West batting 300 from the plate. So amazing stuff from them. And Sergio, thank you for giving Gina Oaks Garcia her praise, because she deserves it. It's been an incredible first season, and I can't wait to see how they do in the Big West tournament. For the first time, it will be played at Cal State Fullerton as well, so can't wait.
Yeah, I think this team is really playing its best softball right now. I think when you look at the Big West batting average, the rankings in the top 10, there's 5 Titans, number 1, number 2, number 3 with RC, McClinton, and Lozano, and also number 5 with Cosillos and number 9 with Alexia Lopez. I mean, it's hard not to have the best team when you have so many great hitters. Another thing, the pitching earlier in the season we talked about wasn't the best, and since then, Leanna Garcia has been shut down. Trisha McCleskey's won multiple Pitcher of the Week awards. It's been very good. And tonight, they're going to be playing against UCLA. I know you two will be there. What are you guys looking to see specifically? Because they haven't played well against UCLA historically in the past couple of years. So what are you guys looking for tonight specifically?
I know historically it has been pretty bad, but I mean,
I think the real question is, who are you rooting for? UCLA.
See, I won't answer that question. But no, it's always the Titans, especially if we're underdogs. I mean, 14-game winning streak. We have a chance for a headline that will read: the Cal State Fullerton Titans defeat number 5 UCLA to extend their winning streak to 15. Mm-hmm. And the fact that we have that opportunity alone, I feel like speaks volumes in itself. Obviously, it is a tough team in UCLA, and there's a very I won't say very likely. There's a chance they could get outmatched. Mm-hmm. But in the end, I mean, it's ultimately a test to see how good this team really can be, and especially going forward with the tournament right around the corner.
And they played some powerhouse teams like Oklahoma earlier in the season, who was the previous champions last season. But they're going to have their work cut out for them today. But I just hope that they're going to be at least competitive, because this is a very tough UCLA team. But luckily, it's not a conference game, so it's not going to hurt their Big West play.
Cal State Fullerton's men's basketball team acquired 5 top players for the 2025 to 2026 season, so let's break down who they are. Starting it off with 6'4" guard Jaden Henderson. He will be joining the Titans from Concordia University Irvine, where he was an All-Pac West second-team member with an average of 16 points per game, 4.2 rebounds per game, and shooting an average of 32% from the three-point line. Henderson is an offensive monster who has scored over 20 points 7 times last season with a career high of 39 points. The Titans also recruited 4 high school seniors who will be starting their freshman season here at Cal State Fullerton. Those seniors are Christian Williams, Cameron Smith, KJ Garris, and 3-star guard Bryce Cofield. Williams is a 6'1" guard from St. Louis, Missouri, who will continue to assert himself as the floor leader. And Smith, a 6'7" guard and forward, looks to bring his versatile scoring to our team. With the addition of Williams and Smith, expect both players to bring a variety of skills and dedication to the team. KJ Garris, the third upcoming freshman joining the Titans, brings with him an impressive resume that includes Player of the Year, First Team All-State, and First Team All-Region. Lastly, the 4th upcoming freshman joining the Titans for the upcoming season is 3-star guard Bryce Cofield, who came from high school state champion Team Sierra Canyon. The 6'5" Cofield averaged 13 points, 6.6 rebounds, and 3.1 assists per game, and won Defensive Player of the Year for his overall performance. Coach Cedric Taylor states, quote, "Bryce comes to us from another state championship high school and not only the best programs in Southern California, but in the entire country," end quote. We can't wait for what all 5 players will bring to our program next season. All right, guys, so in addition to those 5 guys, the Titans are also bringing in Landon Seaman, a 6'9" guard who is very versatile and a very good scorer, Joshua Ward, a 6'1" guard from Palm Beach Atlantic University, and Davis White, an established three-point shooter from the College of the Sequoias. What do you guys like going into this next season?
Well, I think today we have a little bit of Titan sports history, because this is the first time us 4 have been together, and we've said something positive about the men's basketball team. So that's a great thing. I think last year at the end of the season, which was not too long ago, we were all critical of Cedric Taylor's coaching. I was one who didn't think he should be moved on from or fired from his job, but I did say his recruiting class had to step up this year, and it seems like it has so far. Of course, we haven't seen anything playing it on the court, but I think overall I like what I've seen. Landon Seaman, a 6'9" center, forward center, as you mentioned, he averaged 20 points a game last season and 7+ rebounds. He had 15 20-point games, so we know he has big game potential. He also went to Menlo College, where my sister went, so I was a little familiar with his game before. Also, Bryce Cofield, he played with Bryce James, so he's gonna come in, average 30, and win us the championship. Hopefully, maybe we'll see. But overall, I think, like you said, 7 new guys. It's really hard to win in a conference like the Big West when you don't have any continuity every year. You have teams like UC Irvine last year, UC San Diego, teams that have been playing together for years, and we're going to have over half of our roster new and a lot of transfers and graduates, so it'll be tough. But overall, I think if there is a coach that can get a group of freshmen to come together as a family and win a championship, I think it could be Cedric Taylor. We'll just see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest part, is like there's no real camaraderie there as well. Like there's just a lot of new guys that are really going to have to mesh well together, especially bringing in 4 freshmen. It's going to be tough, and I mean, their recruiting process still isn't done. I mean, there's still spots to fill on the roster, obviously the roster being so depleted after last season with everybody leaving or graduating. But I feel like for the most part, Christian Williams is another player that I have my eye on. He's just a 6'1" point guard, but I like how Coach Cedric Taylor calls him a floor general. I feel like that's something Fullerton has been lacking for someone who's going to be bringing the ball up the court, someone who's unselfish, somebody who's willing to get everybody else involved. I feel like they've been lacking that for the most part. And then also, I mean, you mentioned Landon Seaman as well. I know you're familiar with his game. He's also from my hometown, Vacaville. He went to my rival high school, so it's cool to see that somebody from my area is able to have such a high level at over at Menlo College, and now he's transferring in his final year over a 5th year over to a D1 program in Cal State Fullerton. And then Jason Henderson as well, all Pac West second team, averaging 16, 4, and shooting just like you mentioned, 32% from 3. We really need 3-point shooters, along with Davis White as well, who shoots just over 38% from beyond the arc. So we really need some good 3-point shooters on this team.
Yeah, I mean, you guys all mentioned it. Jaden Henderson and Bryce Cofield, I really think they could be impact players immediately. Jaden Henderson, you guys mentioned it, offensive talent. He can put the ball in the hoop, score. And Bryce Cofield, he can be that defensive specialist for the Titans, can match up against the best players against the opposing team. And this team overall is very young. This recruiting class is very good. offensively. There's a lot of talent on the offensive side of the ball. And then this team also has now good size, I feel like. Justin mentioned it. Coach Diedrich Taylor, after last season, he needs this recruiting class to hit because he is currently under the magnifying glass after last season's performance. So hopefully this recruiting class can be the team that can bring us back to the NCAA tournament.
Another sweep is in the record books for our baseball team, as the Big West Series against UC Davis ended with a win from the Titans, going 2-1, 2-0, and 8-5 across all 3 games. The opening game turned into a pitcher's battle, as after the Titans took an early 1-0 lead in the second inning, UC Davis was able to match the run in the third. Number 4 Micaiah Negretti did an excellent job putting a stop to a bases-loaded no-out jam, only letting 1 runner score. After taking the lead again in the 6th inning, number 10 Gavin Meyer and number 15 Andrew Wright closed out the game with 2 shutout innings each. Game 2 seemed to be more difficult for both teams. Fullerton recorded just 3 hits, a new season low, but it was just enough to secure 2 runs in the second inning, giving them the win. The most impressive display came from number 30 Jason Krakowski, earning an impressive 4 shutout innings. Following Krakowski's was number 27 Jason Blood with 3 shutout innings, and the final 2 innings were taken care of by Ryan Falks and Andrew Wright, the latter of whom earned his 8th save of the season. The series finale was much more chaotic as the Titans started off in a 3-run deficit, letting UC Davis score 2 runs in the first inning and another in the second. It wasn't until the 3rd inning that Fullerton took off, scoring a total of 5 runs, giving them a 2-run lead. After scoring a run going into the 9th, Fullerton would once again send in Andrew Wright to close out the game, which ended with the final score of 8-5. The baseball team is currently 23-21 on the year and 14-7 in Big West play. All right, so obviously baseball had a very successful weekend over at Davis, completing the sweep, but they kind of met their match last night in a very good UCI team. I know, Sergio, you were at that game last night. Can you just give me your thoughts of what you saw?
Yeah, I mean, after the game, I got the chance to talk to Coach Taylor, or Coach Diedrich.
Dietrich?
Ask me the question again.
Jason?
Well, Coach Taylor, no,
I was on the topic
that
of
would be
the
very impressive if he could turn it around. But yes, Coach Dietrich as well. It was, yeah, I know you said you were talking with him.
Yes, I was talking to Coach Dietrich after the game, and what he had told me was that this team was a little bit flustered offensively over the weekend against UC Davis amid the 3-game sweep. But he saw some of those cracks in the offense, and obviously they struggled a little bit. They had a couple of jams. There was a bases-loaded, no-out situation in the 3rd inning. They got a run in on a sac fly by Andrew Kirshner, but other than that, they did not score. And Carter Johnson was thrown out at the plate on a single by Matthew Bardowell. And in the 8th inning, Isaiah Gomez, as a tying run, grounded into an inning-ending double play. So there you go. Pitching was obviously very flustered as well. I don't know if the lights were too bright at Angel Stadium, but 9 walks, 4 hit by pitches by the staff, and outnumbering your strikeouts as a staff, it's not pretty. Those 2, the walks and hit by pitches, were season highs for a game this season. So obviously they were a little bit flustered, but at the same time, it's not the worst thing because the game did not count towards conference, thankfully. And obviously they got a taste of the Anteaters going forward.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the stats, both teams had 7 hits. UCI actually recorded an error. We kind of played cleanly on the field, but of course, Sergio mentioned it, pitching was an issue. A lot of walks, a lot of hit by pitches gave UCI a lot of base runners, and they capitalized on it. Fullerton, on the other hand, did not. 10 runners on base, left on base. The only run was by a Kirshner sac fly. I mean, that's not going to get it done. But shout out to UCI. I did not know they were ranked number 8. I did not expect that. I did not think that they were that good. But man, are they good?
Well, I wouldn't go as far as saying shout out to UCI, but I mean, I guess you know they won. We will be playing them again though for a final series of the year, so we'll see how that goes. But I want to just take more of a broad view at the team. I think overall, Cal State Fullerton baseball started out 0-5 in conference play, and now you're looking at a team that's 14-7, comfortably sitting in 3rd place with only 2 series remaining. I think the evolution has been great. I think another reason for the evolution has been the pitching. Had one of its best series at Davis, only giving up 6 runs, 1 run in 1 game, 0, and then 5 runs in the last game. Even in the game they gave up 5 runs, they were able to match it with 8 runs on offense. Micaiah Negretti, as you mentioned, Colin, he's been 5-1 in his last 6 games with 29 strikeouts. He's been, Jonathan, as you pointed out last week, the only pitcher who can go the distance and can just give some relief to the team and really help out and go the full game. So I think as long as we have him and he's going strong, I think we have a chance against any team in the Big West playoffs. But the team is looking great right now, and we'll see what they can do against UC Santa Barbara this weekend.
Yeah, you mentioned Negretti. He's our only pitcher that's really been consistent in going deep into games, providing a lot of worked innings. But big shout out to Jason Krakowski. Started game 2, went 4 innings. It was his longest outing of the year. So if he can kind of give us that for the rest of the season as we come to the conclusion of it, that would be very helpful, especially in the Big West tournament. And then also big shout out to Eli Lopez. He was really the only offensive player that had a bat really this past weekend. First 2 games, he went 4 for 8, 1 RBI, 1 run. He had the go-ahead RBI in Game 1 to help the Titans win that one. And then in the series finale, went 4 for 5 and had 2 RBIs. So great stuff from him.
Yeah, and that was good because Eli Lopez did go 8 for 13 in that series. Titans against Davis just had a season low of 24 hits in a 3-game series. So obviously he had a 1/3 of their entire offense of that series for the most part. But I also want to give a shout out to Andrew Wright. I mean, he went 4 innings total across those 3 games, earning those 3 saves, which he's now tied for first in the Big West with 9. But he allowed just 1 hit and struck out 4. And he's been on an absolute heater as well. I mean, he's allowed just 3 earned runs in his last 33 innings pitched, or on the season, that is, rather, and he's just given up 4 hits in his last 8.2 innings of work with 8 strikeouts. So he's averaging just about a strikeout per inning, and he's hardly even allowing hits. So pretty remarkable what he's been able to do to close out these games for the Titans.
Yeah, and real quick about the pitching, I know yesterday it was not their best performance, but over the weekend, the bullpen only allowed 2 earned runs. So that's pretty good stuff.
The 2025 NBA playoffs are in full swing, as each team has been fighting their way to the second round of the playoffs, while others have already been knocked out of the running. Over on the west side, the Oklahoma City Thunder advanced to the second round, where they will be playing either the Denver Nuggets or the Los Angeles Clippers, both teams that show no signs of giving up, as the Nuggets lead the Clippers 3-2 in the series. Staying on the west side, the Timberwolves have a 3-1 series lead against the Lakers, and the Warriors have a 3-1 series lead against the Houston Rockets. Over on the east side, the Cavaliers advance to the second round, where they will face the winner from the Pacers or the Bucks series, who now, as we know, is the Indiana Pacers, who beat the Bucks last night in Game 5. In other news for the East, the Knicks lead the series 3-2 over the Pistons as the series goes back to Detroit for Game 6, and the Celtics won their series over the Orlando Magic last night 4-1. When we come back from the break, Jonathan will be breaking down some of the most significant plays from the most recent NBA playoff games. Stay tuned.
About
Hello everyone, welcome back to Titan Sports, and today's big highlight, we are going to be talking about the NBA playoffs. As Justin highlighted earlier, there have been 4 teams that have moved into the second round of the NBA playoffs. But today, we're going to be talking about what happened in Sunday's games. We start off in Orlando, where the Celtics, they look to take a 3-1 series lead over the Magic. We start off with a nice pick-and-roll action with Derek White and Kristaps Porzingis for a slam dunk. Moving on, Derek White continues the facilitating, nice bounce pass to Jaylen Brown for a slam dunk as well. And this is a very impressive play. Kristaps Porzingis, he's going to miss the layup, and then at 7-2, he's going to hit the ground, jump back up, and slam it home. Great stuff by Porzingis. The Celtics would win, and like Justin said, they are moving on to the second round. And in this competitive series between the Nuggets and the Clippers, look at this shot by Nikola Jokic. A rainbow fadeaway 3 at the buzzer. Amazing stuff. And then at the end of the second quarter, Christian Brown and James Harden, they get into it. Aaron Gordon, he's going to come. Harden doesn't like what he sees, swings at Aaron Gordon. And then Harden, are you going to back up that swing? No, you're not. Ivica Zubac, he tips in the game-tying basket with 8 seconds left. And Laker fans, close your eyes because flashbacks. Nikola Jokic fadeaway 3, no. Aaron Gordon out of nowhere, Superman. What is this? Look how close from beating the buzzer. Aaron Gordon, he ties up the series at 2-2, but the Nuggets won yesterday, so 3-2 now. Anthony Edwards is cooking the Lakers, unfortunately. Look at this. He is on fire. He had 43 points. Naz Reid, let me tell you something. There are 3 things guaranteed in life: death, taxes, and Naz Reid hitting threes in the clutch against the Lakers. What is going on? And then LeBron James, amazing defensive second half. Over here, it seemed that he stripped the ball from Anthony Edwards and it went off of him. But then they pull out this insane camera angle and the play was reversed, and Anthony Edwards ended up getting fouled, shot 2 free throws, made it a 3-point game, which led to Austin Reeves missing a game-tying 3. The Lakers now face a 3-1 series deficit, and the Lakers in the second half played all 5 players the whole second half. Moving on to the New York Knicks and the Detroit Pistons. Karl-Anthony Towns stepped back, crossover 3 to give the Knicks the lead, and Cade Cunningham, he misses the potential game-winning jump shot. Tim Hardaway Jr., can he win it? No, he cannot. But was he fouled? Let's take a look. That looks like a foul. The final 2-minute report also said it was a foul. JP Biggerstaff is completely losing it. But on the bright side, for the Pistons, they won yesterday and are going back to Detroit sometime this week. I don't know what exact date. But let's head back to the table and ask the fellows what they have been seeing from the NBA playoffs. So I take it to you guys.
As a Laker fan, being down 3-1, as you mentioned, just a lot of bad decisions late. One bad decision, LeBron taking a 30-foot three-pointer. Obviously, LeBron's older. He takes more three-pointers now. That's just one of those shots is like, just please, just get to the hole, draw a foul. You're LeBron. They're going to call a foul for you. Takes a bad shot. Austin Reeves makes a bad decision, fouls Jaden McDaniels. The Wolves go up by 1, and then Austin Reeves. Then it's a tough three-pointer in the corner, but, I mean, obviously he's open. He should have made that shot, but he missed it. I want to obviously we'll see what the Lakers can do. I think that I'm not going to say it. I think one game at a time. They can win at home tonight. They can win a game at home. So we'll see, and then we'll go from there. But one thing I want to point out, and obviously a lot of great series. I only have one more I want to point out. The Pistons against the Knicks. I know Alex isn't going to like to hear this, but the Pistons have been up by at least 10 points in every game in the second half. Going back to Detroit, they should be up 3-2 right now if that foul gets called. We talked about whatever earlier. But if they can win against Detroit and get to Game 7, they've been up. They've beat the Knicks in New York twice now. I think they can win a Game 7 in New York. So we'll see. They have to win Game 6, of course, and I think Brunson might put on his turn into Superman and go crazy and maybe drop 50. And it'll probably be Knicks in 6. But I think if Detroit can win Game 6, I might pick them to win Game 7. But NBA playoffs have been great so far. Just praying the Lakers win tonight, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like realistically, the only series, you mentioned the Knicks-Pistons, I think it's going to end in 6, unfortunately. The Pistons have shown great fight. I don't see them being able to outlast the Knicks as well, unfortunately, for the Pistons. But the only series I see going 7 games is that Nuggets-Clippers series. I mean, how many of the games? I mean, really, realistically, it was only Game 4 that was a blowout where the Clippers won in dominant fashion. Everything else has been right down to the wire. I mean, quite literally 0.1 seconds. I mean, there was a clip where, like, he had it through the ball and, like, the whole rim wasn't even lit up yet. That's how close it was. Like, the thing that flashes in a millisecond, that close to being overtime for the... And, you know, the Nuggets obviously blew a 22-point lead at that point, too. So, I mean, that was a very critical win for them as well. And then they came out in dominant fashion last night, handled the Clippers. Jamal Murray, 43 points, 8 for 14 from beyond the arc. I mean, he had a game. He went crazy. He thought he was playing. I mean, he saw L.A. in there, and he just went crazy. But you got to remember, it was the wrong L.A. team. Giannis, unfortunately, we saw him get into it with Halliburton's dad. 30, 20, and 13 in an elimination loss in overtime. Is it time to get Giannis out of there? I personally think so.
Welcome to the Lakers.
And then Anthony Edwards went crazy, 43 points, 9 boards, 6 assists, 5 of 10 from 3. Naz Reid, 6 of 6 from 3, I believe, in the fourth quarter alone. LeBron obviously had great performance overall, but 0 points in the fourth quarter. He obviously had we had a blocked by James moment right before, and we thought that was going to do it. I was personally surprised the Lakers didn't hold on to that game. I really thought they had it, but you got to give credit to the Timberwolves. They showed a lot of fight. Pajemski as well went crazy, 26 points, 6 of 11 from 3. So those are just some players that have really been kind of just trend-setting of late.
I've complained in the past about the NBA playoffs being too long, in my honest, humble opinion. But as of right now, like, I'm loving all this basketball. I mean, obviously, there were a couple series that were, like, blowouts. I mean, you had the Cavs over the Heat. I mean, the Celtics over the Magic. But ultimately, though, we've gotten a lot of great games. The Warriors and Rockets series I thought was going to be a little bit closer. And it still can be. You never know. Lakers and Timberwolves, I will not be commenting on. I'm a very big fan of this Clippers-Nuggets series. I think that is definitely going to 7, and that's going to get decided in the final seconds, as like Colin mentioned, like a solid 3-4 games of those already have. But yeah, I mean, it's been a lot of fun so far.
Yeah, I mean, you guys mentioned a lot of the highs. I'm gonna mention the lows, the frauds. Tyler Hero, fraud. Jalen Green, fraud.
Yep.
And you know who's not a fraud? Ty Jerome.
No, you and Ty Jerome.
You're twin.
Get a room.
Whoa! Averaging nearly 17 points. I might take his over in game 1 against the Pacers. Gamble responsibly.
Please send me your parlay.
I got you. But no, the Lakers, I mean, I want to say if they win, I hope they win today. I really do. Because if they win Game 6 in Minnesota, which they haven't, their record, I think, in the last 4 years in Minnesota, excluding playoffs, was 1-8, 1-7.
I think they've lost their last 8.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
They stink in Minnesota. So I hope if they can somehow win that game, I feel good about Lakers in 7, but we'll see. These other series, though, I mean, I said the Pacers were going to beat the Bucks, and everyone's like, who's stopping Giannis? Clearly, it doesn't matter if you don't stop Giannis. You can still win.
Playoff Siakam.
And I will say, Gary Trent, such an up-and-down game yesterday. Amazing, had 33 points, but made crucial mistakes at the end. But overall, it's been a great playoffs. Like Sergio said, I've been enjoying it a lot, and I can't wait to see how the rest plays out.
And one more thing, the Rockets and Warriors series, Jalen Green in his last 7 games has one game of scoring more than 10 points.
Yep.
He had the one game he did have more than 10. He had 38, and they beat the Warriors. What do you know? When the best player scores 38, they win. I'm looking for Jalen Green to have a big game tonight. I do think the Rockets are going to win tonight's game, but I think Warriors close it out in 6. So we'll see how that goes.
With the NFL draft having recently taken place, an interesting development occurred as quarterback Shedeur Sanders fell to the 5th round, being the 144th overall pick to the Cleveland Browns. Before the draft, ESPN's prediction model projected that Sanders had a massive 96% chance to be off the board by the 21st pick. While this came as a surprise to many, including the quarterback himself, the league as a whole have claimed that they don't view Sanders as a first-round talent in a draft watch party. Sanders stated, in quote, begin quote, "We all didn't expect this, of course. I don't feel like this happened for no reason. All this is, of course, fuel to the fire. We all know this shouldn't have happened, but we understand we're onto bigger and better things," end quote.
Guys, this whole Shedeur Sanders thing, it's very fascinating to me because aside from him falling, the team he went to, the Browns have 5 quarterbacks on the roster, and they wasted a day 2 pick on Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round. That's just insane to me, but what do you guys think?
I think the Browns general manager is kind of mental. You look at that QB room, and that's like, I don't know exactly what he's trying to do. You have Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders, 2 rookies. Like, what are we doing?
Back-to-back picks, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson, Joe Flacco, and Kenny Pickett. I mean, like, these are all at least, like, 1 and 2s in, like, your quarterback room, and let alone you have 5 of them. It's like, what are we doing? We're wasting picks at this rate. Yeah. And also, like, Shedeur, I mean, I'm not sure. It's interesting. Like, I thought he was going to drop. I didn't think he was going to go that far. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Colorado. So I found it a little bit funny, but at the same time, like, that being said, like, it's definitely an interesting choice.
I think one of the biggest reasons that he may have fallen, Jonathan, is like you said, the biggest story of draft weekend was Shedeur Sanders, not Cam Ward, not even Travis Hunter, his teammate. But I think there's just so much that comes with Shedeur, and I think some people, like you say, oh, he's confident, and teams don't like that. I think it's a mix of that. I don't like to see all these anonymous reporters coming out and saying, oh, he had a bad meeting, he has terrible attitude. Like, say your name. If you're going to talk bad about the kid, say your name, you know. But I think overall, Tyler Shaw, I don't know how to say it. Tyler Shaw, yeah. Louisville quarterback. He had the worst pass in NFL combine. The worst pass in combine history. I don't know anything about him really. He got drafted over Shedeur Sanders. Jalen Milroe, who was projected to go way later, and Dylan Gabriel too. I mean, Dylan Gabriel, they're all good college quarterbacks, but Shedeur was, like you said, projected top 21. So the fact that he fell to the 5th round, I don't think it's anything. People were saying it's a racial thing. I don't think so. I think teams are just looking at it and saying, we just don't want everything that comes with him in our locker room. And I think I don't really mind that if you're an organization, but the fact that he fell to the 5th round, there's nothing he can do about that. All he can do now is go out there and prove it. And I think, like you said, 5 quarterbacks on the Browns roster, he might already be the best one. He's going to have to go out there and prove it. But, I mean, what better story than is there to fall to the 5th round and then be a Pro Bowler, to win a Super Bowl as a quarterback? So I think now it's all on him to see what he's going to do.
Yeah, and I think it was interesting because I think it was right before he got drafted. He was making that kind of a joke or a little shot at Joe Flacco, I believe, because he was making a joke that he was like a 39-year-old quarterback. And now it's funny, now he's going to be on that Browns team. I believe that happened right before he got drafted. But you mentioned Tyler Shaw don't matter because he doesn't know how to pass. But the Saints, you know, good thing they had Drew Brees because that's about all they're going to be known for. But Jalen Milroe, obviously you mentioned him as well, going to the Seahawks. That'll be interesting to be behind Sam Darnold. Milroe, I feel like he does get a lot of hate. He didn't finish the season well at all, but he was very much projected going into his final season at Alabama. But some other notable picks, I think Cam Scatabo for the Giants. He was a very tough nose runner. I feel like he's one that people are going to forget about. I wish the Niners would have drafted him. I think him and CMC would have been a very good duo. But I feel like that was another good pick. And obviously Ashton Jainty. I mean, the Raiders did have a pretty good draft, but yet again, they are the Raiders. So it's like, are they going to kill this guy's career? Are they going to run him into the ground? Are they going to be able to provide him a line? Because Jainty, you know, obviously he was playing against he was in the Mountain West, so he was playing good schools, but not like SEC-related schools. Now you're going to go into the NFL, so it's like, how is he going to be able to fare against that? But yeah, like you said, I feel like with the Shador thing, it was, I feel like he fell obviously way too far for what he should have been. I mean, I think it was just the baggage that comes with that, and some of it, I believe a lot of it isn't on him. There are some things he can control, like how he talks to the media, or just like, you know, going on Twitch, I think was an interesting decision, like way before you get drafted. But I mean, I think he was, that's just what a lot of players do now. So I mean, I feel like he definitely should have been higher up on the draft board. But it'll be interesting because the Browns, they can't develop quarterbacks for anything. So hopefully he's able to have something of a career in his time with the Browns.
Yeah, honestly, wish him best of luck. Tough situation. I mean, he's only older by us by a little bit, and look how much he's like facing with the media. So I feel for him a little bit, but again, maybe be a little bit better PR trained. But you did mention a lot of like some team drafts that I like. The Giants I did like. The Raiders, unfortunately, I did like. I am a Chargers fan. Chargers had an okay draft. We'll see. But I was enamored and I loved the draft by the Patriots. A lot of great value picks, especially in the later rounds. They bolstered their defensive line. They got Drake Mason weapons. I'm really excited to see how they play under Mike Vrabel under his first year.
All right, Titans, that wraps up everything we got for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please give us a follow on Instagram and X at TitanTVCSUF and on TikTok at TitanTV_CSUF. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we look forward to seeing you all on the next episode of
Titan Sports.